All my life, I have been proving, performing, masking. I never really knew the reason I did the things I did. People I was friends with, performing well in class to please my parents, continuously cutting out parts of myself, hiding and masking. I realized that my entire identity is fake. My beliefs, my dreams, my goals, wishes, me as an ideal. The times I would try to be the perfect Christian or the perfect influencer, or why I wanted to be famous in the first place. Why did I always feel the need to perform, to reach milestones? Why did I constantly crave the attention, validation, likes, comments, follows, shares, to be seen, to be heard, to always want to do. I'm realizing I lived my whole life being controlled by the entire world and everything else around me. Nothing was mine. I never allowed myself to do things I want to do. I was always adjusting my whole life based on what was expected of me or what was morally, culturally acceptable. This said this was right, so I'm wrong. Or this said this was wrong, so I'm wrong. I questioned myself, why can't I love God the way He loves me? But deep in my heart, I knew that I was just doing it for the sake of not going to hell. I never got to really experience what it meant to be obedient to follow Him. I convinced myself that yes, if I perform, yes, if I can just be the godly, perfect daughter God wants me to be, then maybe I'll go to heaven. Growing up, I knew something from me was always missing. A chunk of my soul was stolen. Unable to experience true idealism. I grew up in a house filled with brothers. I was the only girl. I was constantly told to be perfect. As I was the first daughter, I had to do well in school. And I had done well in school from primary, secondary, and university till now. I'd get praised, loved, or sports when I did those things. So growing up, I was conditioned unknowingly to always want to prove myself. I was constantly met with people and things that challenged me to always give and drain myself. So to feel truly loved, accepted, validated, my reputation, social status, pretty privilege, everything began to matter to me. At this point, I have no idea who I am as a person anymore, or even as a human being. And it's only now I realized that my whole life was a lie. So instead, I continued to mask it all, continued to hide it all, continued to study, being the perfect daughter that I was supposed to be. Then I created distractions that will lead to addictions and that will end up being patterns I called coping mechanisms. Now it's a cycles I was unable to break free from, cycles and patterns that kept haunting me every single day. I realized that these coping mechanisms were slowly becoming my personality, but it's not who I am as a person. My coping mechanisms cannot be who I am as a person. And if you can relate to me to this point of the video where you felt like everyone always expected you to be fine, this is your sign to come home to yourself. Your body is craving it, your soul is begging for it. You've learned to survive all this while, but in the process you forgot how to live. Are you not tired of putting these high expectations on yourself? Are you not tired of doing everything just because someone or something says you have to? Instead of halfway healing, distracting myself, addictions, patterns, cycle, I decided to let go of it all for real. God wants you free and wants to free you from the patterns you hate. You just have to let it out to Him.